those of you who've come down, thanks so much to Cake for putting that together and for coming to be part of this. I'm Marianne from Action Station, and I would just like to really hand it over to Bryan Bruce, who is the leader of this petition and who is going to say a few words and then present the petition to James. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come in nice and close, so we decided not to use microphones. So.
Well, thank you all for coming this afternoon just to witness the presentation of over 16,000 signatures of New Zealanders who say that it is morally wrong to be investing KiwiSaver funds in munitions. You know, it's quite ironic that we're here today to say that we should be doing good things in Parliament, not defending the bad. You do hear the argument that sometimes that the government shouldn't get involved in the marketplace, you know, and telling people what are good things to invest in and not. But government has a moral duty in the marketplace, and it's quite obvious that it does. You're not allowed to buy and sell children. You're not allowed to buy and sell human organs. You're not allowed, and in my view, terribly so, to sell medicinal marijuana to people in pain. So the government can put a moral imperative on the marketplace. And what we're here to do today is to say to you, James, please tell Parliament that it isn't right that our money should be invested in companies who are in the business of creating death and misery for people. So with that, I'll just hand the petition over. Thank you.
It's quite heavy. So.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
thank
could
you.
hold it for you.
Thank you very much.
James.
If you don't mind. I'll take it back in a minute. Thank you all very much for coming out today. I think that, and I really want to thank those of you who performed then. I think that was a particularly strong way of telling the story that the vast majority of New Zealanders had no idea that they had blood on their hands as a result of putting their money into their KiwiSaver fund. And when the story broke a few weeks ago in the Herald, the vast majority of New Zealanders were absolutely appalled to discover that even a tiny portion of their retirement savings were actually going to invest in companies that were involved in arms manufacturing, and particularly cluster munitions, which are, investing in those companies is illegal under New Zealand law, in the manufacture of nuclear weapons and so on. And so there has been some movement. A number of the funds moved very, very quickly, but not all. And one of the, in fact, I've just come from asking a question of the Minister of Finance in the House about indirect investments, in which he's saying, well, they're kind of, they're a really small portion and they are arm's length and so on, but simply would not answer the question, is it ever okay to invest in companies that manufacture cluster munitions? Just wouldn't say that. So we do really want to ensure that the law is clarified, to make it clearer for all of the fund managers what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And I really want to thank you for the petition, for organising this, for organising today's event as well, and for continuing to highlight this issue for New Zealanders. Because I think the great concern that I've got is that people will think that because it was in the news a few weeks ago and a few of the banks moved very quickly on it, that the problem is therefore solved, and that there isn't still work to do, and actually clearly there is. So thank you very much for coming along, thank you very much for organising the petition, and thank you very much for the performance to illustrate the point. So brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, James. And I just wanted to reiterate that we also know that we are the people who are here representing the vast majority of New Zealanders.